Hi everybody, this is Amy-Hubek with my last reflections on DIY literacy over chapters 5 and 6 of the text. Chapter 5 was just for us, teachers, tailoring our teaching to meet student needs. And it's really all about how we can help all of our students learn what they need to learn. And isn't that the ultimate question? Differentiated instruction, while best practice, is also probably one of the hardest parts of our job. How do we meet all the needs of all the diverse learners in our classroom? Well, we have to be really thoughtful, and we have to create or cultivate a practice that's sustainable and also meets the needs of the students in our classroom while having a sense of humor, being kind, instilling our love for kids, building that community, and showing compassion for our students in the world. And that can be really hard in a high-stress job when we want to keep kids engaged all day long, hit them at that zone of proximal development, and be really purposeful and rigorous all day long. So we have to determine the range of skill levels in the classroom, then create tools that support students at those levels. So teaching tools help us see the learning possibilities for all types of students. They meet kids where they are, guiding them to greater heights. Not only can tools give students something tangible to hold on to as they navigate their way through the curriculum, but they also give kids personalized learning footholds to find their step along the way. So it's all about scaffolding the instruction to get kids where we want them to be. So a way we can assess whether our teaching is matching our students is we can ask the students, poll the class. We can look for growth and reflect and refine our practice. We can look for struggle and give intervention, or we can look for engagement during lessons and see whether what we're putting out there is getting picked up and whether or not the kids are learning. So the authors went through and kind of summarized how they used their four tools to differentiate instruction. And my big takeaway with this was making sure that we're intentional about our record keeping. So it made me think about in Daily 5, the pensieve that the sisters have created for us. It started out as a binder. Now you can even purchase an app and electronically keep track of how kids are doing. The authors recommended Evernote, creating a notebook for each kid to record observations and to kind of keep a record of what feedback we're giving students and the goals we're setting. I think that's a wonderful tool as well. I've not successfully implemented electronic record keeping like that, but it's definitely a goal for me to work toward. I tend to start off strong at the beginning of the year, and then my commitment to it kind of tapers off as I get to know the students and the full force of the year gets into swing. So I'm hoping to build those habits within myself more effectively this year. I guess another big takeaway is that the goal is for them not to need learning tools anymore in general, but that they don't need a current tool and are ready to graduate on to the next step or to the next tool. So we'll be looking for our students to be showing automaticity with skills and strategies, awareness of what they're using, and an ability to articulate why and how they are doing what they are doing while they're reading and writing. And you might also be looking for agitation. When kids get bored, they act out. They may not be doing what you expect them to. So those might be telltale signs that you're not meeting them where they need to be met for instruction. So I really enjoyed chapter 5. I also enjoyed chapter 6. Chapter 6 was all about the nuts and bolts for making teaching tools effective and engaging. I really like the quote at the beginning of the chapter. Often it isn't the mountains ahead that wear you out, it's the little pebble in your shoe. And isn't that the truth? And I think the foundation for our classroom is definitely the environment. So before we can even think about creating tools, we need to think about the room setup and the organization of the room. How are you going to display the tools and where are you going to make them accessible for the kids so that they can find them? How are you going to rotate them out when tools are kind of retired and you're ready to post new ones up? You need to plan times to make those teaching tools so that you're not unprepared for instruction. You need to edit the teaching tools across units and years to refine them. So you want to consider the near future. You need to consider the feedback the kids are giving you, and you need to set your priorities. So I think that's really good advice in preparation and preparing for a school year of starting something new and envisioning what that's going to look like. So another thing that the authors addressed was what to do when students don't respond to the teaching tools you give them. Some ways to make them more interesting and engaging would be to infuse pop culture, include metaphors for life, use kid-friendly language, do some variety, don't just stick with the same old song and dance, and also incorporate student voice, involve them in creating the teaching tools. Another thing you need to consider is your design element. The space of the layout of your tools you're creating, your handwriting, the colors you choose, icons you draw and sketch and make. So I definitely put on my Heinemann shopping cart the Smarter Charts books because I really want to see how I can create wonderful charts for my kindergarten students and my title reading students this year. I think that's really important, and I now know more than ever how important those tools are. Well, I gotta run. We're leaving for vacation. Thank you for watching, and I've really enjoyed this book talk, and I'll see you on the Twitter chat feed and on the discussion board in the community. Thank you.